ready to order?
I'm gonna have the buttermilk pancakes. Can I get 2 orders of that, and that can be on the same plate, and a grilled cheese with french fries. I also need some protein, so let's get the steak and eggs over easy.
So I'll have the tabletop combo with cinnamon apple pancakes and sweet potato fries on the side. Ooh, could we throw a Belgian waffle with that? And a coffee.
Anything else?
Oh, and a strawberry milkshake.
A new beginning is happening again. We're living it up while we're living in sin.
Hello everybody, I'm Dizzy.
And I'm Lindsay.
And we're Mostly Fit, finding the balance between workouts
and weekends.
And the fall season is beginning. It's November, it's colder, you want to sit inside, you want to eat. I know I do.
Yes.
I like to eat, especially breakfast. Breakfast is my favorite meal of the day. And on a nice cold day, I want a nice hearty breakfast.
But just because it's getting colder does not mean we need to put on all those extra pounds and all that extra fat to start our hibernation.
Yeah, we're not bears. We don't have to put on fat in the winter. We can just put on a jacket instead.
Or a sweater.
She can put on a sweater.
Yeah.
Just get the guns out. But we have a healthy alternative for you today so you can enjoy a nice family breakfast. It's plenty of food and it is an American staple.
Yes.
Or is it? French
Oh,
toast.
it's French.
Stick around, we're going to show you the healthy way to make French toast so it will fit your macros and you've got room for the rest of the food in your day.
And it's gonna taste delicious. So this is a pretty simple recipe with very limited ingredients. Our cinnamon raisin Ezekiel bread. Then we have our liquid egg whites, stevia packets, cinnamon, sugar-free maple syrup, and of course, salt.
So we have the luxury of having one of these super handy griddle pans. So if you have one, I suggest using those, but a larger round pan will do the trick. What you're gonna wanna do is put this guy on the stove to preheat while you're mixing your other ingredients on a medium to medium high heat, depending on how crunchy you want your stuff to be. So ladies and gentlemen, as we said, we're using egg whites for this recipe to save on some of the fat, but you can also use whole eggs. That's totally fine. In my mind, it's 1 egg per piece of bread that you're gonna use. But I'm using about 1 cup per serving, maybe a smidge less. But we are serving 2 today, so we are going for 2 servings, just under a cup, probably closer to 3/4. That's what we'll do for the macros.
Okay.
And then we are going to add our cinnamon.
Yay, love cinnamon.
Now this is the one thing that I don't measure.
No, why would you?
Yeah, that's just crazy talk.
Now, do you always need cinnamon raisin toast, or could you use regular toast?
I'm glad you asked. So we used Ezekiel bread in this recipe because it's the most nutritiously dense and I think it tastes better. The cinnamon raisin especially. Thanks, Lindsay Ann.
No problem.
But if you don't prefer Ezekiel bread, I recommend getting the heavier wheat breads or grain breads because they're going to be the most nutritiously dense versus a lighter bread or a white bread that's basically sugar.
Salt.
Don't be so salty. Yeah, yeah.
Pow pow. No.
See your pals are what makes it less salt.
Oh.
You need more of a BAM!
Okay, next time.
And then 1, 2, 3, 4. We have full pieces of bread here today, so we are using full packets of stevia. You know what will make this really delicious?
What?
Bonus ingredient, vanilla extract. Don't go crazy with your vanilla extract. Don't do that. You give a little splash. A little splashy poo will do. So the next portion of this, while I explain the rest of the bread, is whisking. Would you whisk this up for me, please?
I sure would.
Are we totally whisked now?
We're totally whisked.
Whisked. We've whisked it away. And when you have thoroughly whisked your egg whites, you can then begin the fun process of dipping the bread. So for fat-free cooking, you're going to want to use your cooking spray. And watch this trick right here. This keeps your kitchen from being messy. Once it's already heated, walk over to the sink, spray it there. Then you don't have any problems.
You're such a tidy boy.
I try to be. And then the most fun part, the dip. When I dip, you dip.
Put my hands up on my hip. When you dip, I dip, you dip.
I did take the dip duty because I'm a person who provides a little care. If you're using the Ezekiel bread, you are going to have to allow it to absorb a little bit more than other breads because it is so dense. So you give it some love in there. You give it some love. And this may look like a lot of egg whites, but I have plans for these egg whites. And look at this. Also, a tip that I was talking about off camera, but I'll now talk about on camera, is if you do take a little while to prep your ingredients, it shouldn't take a long time, but if it happens to, just pull the heat back down on your pan so you don't end up with blackened French toast. This is not Cajun style, folks. So now is the process of flipping. I like to flip early rather than later because if you need to flip a couple of times, not gonna hurt you. Because if you're cooking 4 pieces, 1 piece is gonna have been up there the longest, obviously. So we got a little golden brown action there. See, it's gonna need a little bit more cooking, but I like that because it allows it to cook thoroughly. And ladies and gentlemen, this, don't do it. Don't mush your food. Don't. So that browning right there, you see that? Look at this. Look at it. Look at it. Look at it. It's beautiful. It's perfectly browned. It's a time game. I flipped like 3 times, honestly, just because I wanted to make sure it was even. I wanted it to be pretty for you. You, the viewer, or you, the Lindsay, whichever. And I know what you're thinking. But what do we do with all these extra egg whites? This is a Dizzy Parker special, French toast egg whites.
Go.
All right, so if you're using a flat pan, you're gonna wanna pour very slowly because I am the king of making messes. But get a nice little even coat, and that stuff cooks pretty fast. But then you move it around, you keep it moving and scrambly, and I'm going to put the bowl down. See, look, there's a mess about to form. You just keep it moving. Oh, look. You give it a little flip. You give it a little extra scramble.
Chop, 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 chop. Chop, 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 chop.
Bonus ingredient number 2. I made a peanut butter drizzle.
So there you have it. You have our healthy French toast recipe with our bonus French toast egg whites.
And a bonus, peanut butter drizzle if you want a little bit more fat in your meal. But there's only one thing left. The syrup.
The syrup.
The sugar-free syrup.
Yeah.
So I gotta know.
Tastes just like regular syrup.
It does, and it's not going to add 50 to 80 grams of sugar to your meal. That's what makes it healthy, really. But I gotta know, how do you apply the syrup to your French toast?
So I put it all over the place, and then maybe I'll cut it up and put more on if I feel like it didn't get enough.
Oh, that's interesting. See, I just get on that.
Okay.
I stack the French toast, and then I cut it, and then I pour it. Some people like to dip.
Yeah, only French toast sticks. They're for dipping.
We should make those one day.
I love them.
So ladies and gentlemen, we want to know how you apply your sugar-free syrup to your French toast. Are you a dipper? Or are you a cutter? Or are you a coverer?
Coverer?
Yep.
Comment below, and do not forget to subscribe and like
Yeah, there's more stuff like this every single Friday. Recipes, workouts, and general life tips to help you stay mostly fit.
Yeah.
So until next time, we'll see you next time.
Bye.
What the heck are you doing?
I'm cutting my French toast.
How do you... What? Just cutting it all willy-nilly like a psychopath?
Yeah.
What are you doing? Look. Even... Nutbag.
I like each bite to taste different in my mouth.